can't believe how expensive shit is now. I mean, $1? And since when did they stop trading for piles of dead cows? Am I out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Titanic never happened. It was all a hoax by James Cameron to make people believe in icebergs.
Now that guy lost touch a long time ago. Look, buddy, if you're looking for a handout, you're only gonna get 50 dead cows.
I am the Allspark.
Pardon me?
No, Mr. President, pardon me.
Well, this has been a productive conversation, now if you don't mind.
I can see you don't mind. Why, you don't mind at all. Mindless as the rest of them, believing the Titanic just happened to sink like that. No, they's orchestrated it.
What are you even on about?
Fool! You believe the government's lies? Titanic was an inside job.
I thought you said it didn't exist.
It was all orchestrated. They was all working together, all of them.
Oh yeah? Who? Who would do that?
The talking animals.
You know, once you get past the aroma of cat urine and mystery stains on his jeans, he actually makes some solid points. I guess I have never seen the Titanic and an iceberg in the same room before. Granted, I've never seen an iceberg or the Titanic, but details. And if it was real, then why did all the people who died on the Titanic show up in other movies? Wow, these magic pills he gave me really do help expand your mind. Not totally convinced by the part about him being God, but who knows. And here it is, his manifesto, all of his great wisdom distilled, the source of all his knowledge. It only cost me $50 and the numbers off my weird plastic bank cards, but finally, his knowledge is mine. Oh, no, not you. Not you, anything but you. I got scammed. Who would have guessed? You can't trust anybody these days. Especially crazy people whose business cards they claim they're beaming into your head. This is widely considered to be one of, if not the worst animated movies ever released, and that says a lot. I mean, it doesn't say anything, it's a DVD, although the box was screaming, and I hope these pills wear off soon, man. Okay, so what am I on about? The movie that the crazy hobo was getting his information from is called Titanic, The Legend Goes On. And no, you heard that correctly, the legend. Like as in, a story. Not fact.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Not a historical catastrophe. This movie title asserts that it was about as real as Drake's abs. It's just such a bad place to write a fictional story, for kids no less. At least not like this. Hell, why stop there? What other children's entertainment can be improved by putting them in national tragedies? How about we do Ned's Declassified, but he's attending Columbine in 1999? Call it Ned's Destabilized. Or what about That's So Raven, but during segregation? Call it That's So Racist. It would be like if Jerry Lewis was in a comedy that takes place in a concentration camp. Oh, no. It was made by this man, Camillo Kamala Turtle, I don't fucking know, he's Italian, I think. And he is the producer and director of this as well as many other films, stretching from 2006 to as far back as the 1970s. Little addendum here, I just noticed this motherfucker worked on El Arca de No. How did I miss that? What, were there furries on the fucking Titanic now? So this ain't his first rodeo. Although if it were, he might still have put them all on the Hindenburg. The animation and characters look like they took Quaaludes while watching a Don Bluth movie. But I can't back out now. I have a calling. You could say I have a duty. It's a big duty, and sometimes it hurts. But this duty is mine. It's not a glamorous duty, and it really stinks. But it is my big stinking duty. Can you believe I got subscribers with these kind of jokes? Let's board this sinking ship and see where we end up. The movie opens as all good kids' films do, with the sinking of the Titanic. Well, that's good. At least we know not to get attached to anyone, I guess. Remember, kids, everyone and everything you love will inevitably be taken away from you in one tragic accident. Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here. After seeing everyone falling to their deaths or freezing in watery graves, we jump back in time to meet our heroine of the hour, who looks, well, like she's on heroin.
Stop moping over that picture. You're never going to find your precious mother.
Your precious mother!
I, suppose we don't have to wait for the ship to sink to kill her. Jesus Christ. Poor girl got roasted so hard she'll be a corpse before they reach the harbor. This is our Rose of the movie, and her name is Angelica.
Oh, brother. You babies are so dumb. I'm surprised you know which end of the bottle to suck.
You know what? Understandable crash out, as the kids say. But where are her parents, you ask? Oh, just you fucking wait for that little letdown. Her Cinderella-ass family sucks, her mom and dad are missing, and she insists that one day she'll find them. She'll find them both. That's all we're going to explore at that, I guess. And by the time we fade from her expressionless face to the asshole of a pigeon who presumably also had a stroke, okay, look, we need to talk about this animation. See, this movie has a problem I need to address because you obviously have eyes. Well, I've seen worse designs and even less movement before. That's not saying much, though. I mean, just because someone broke my legs and pissed in my mouth before doesn't mean breaking just one leg and peeing in my eye this time is all fine and dandy. Anyway, this animation is inconsistent at best and just downright awful at worst. I will say it was a bold choice to animate this like my darkest fever dreams, but I mean, characters stretch and move awkwardly, barely cohesive, like the fabric of their entire reality is held together with duct tape and Sunday prayers. Speaking of prayers, let's say ours and continue. There's a whole movie to get through, and I'm harping on this. Jesus. We finally arrive at the titular ship, and we're greeted with... Oh, you're one of those movies. Bipolar, with either repeating animation and missing frames, or loud and obnoxious slapstick that's supposed to substitute for entertainment. Spoiler alert, it doesn't. Boarding the ship are also, and I shit you not here, talking fucking animals. Right, you know what my American Tail fanfiction was missing? A giant fucking iceberg that kills everyone. That's what the movie needed. But we'll get to those little infestations later on. So since the fugly stepsister tossed this shit like a salad fork, it falls out of the box and gets pilfered by this guy, who's traveling with his own party of melting wax sculptures, Sir William and his Nana. I don't know her real name, it's just Nana. Sir William is rich and handsome, and that's all we're gonna explore with that, I guess. And finally, Gaston. God, I wish. Dude, don't bite that, it was just on the ground. This Gaston is a thief and a Frenchman.
Ah, the French.
That's all we're gonna explore with that, I guess. Oh, fuck it, just assume every character here is as deep as a kiddie pool. Well, at least until the ship sinks. No one shit like Gaston Beta, bitch this Gaston. No one's writings as comically bad as Gaston's. We're also introduced to a Detective Bradbury, who's apparently looking for infamous crooks he suspects have boarded the ship. These aforementioned crooks will also have scenes introducing them later on, by the way. This movie's like a stuffed crust pizza, except the cheese is rancid and the stuffing is nails.
Go easy pulling out of the harbor. We don't want to disturb the other liners.
Too late. I'm not even a ship and I'm already disturbed. Once on the ship, we see Angelica's cruel step-bitches are mad because of holes they find in their clothes, blaming Angelica's packing skills and complaining to their mother with the most horrendous sounds ever produced by human mouths.
They can put our clothes in order.
What a wonderful day it must be for the hearing impaired. So they call someone to go get her and...
Come in.
It's scary.
What can I say except...
What is that thing? It looks like a skinwalker disguised as a troll doll. It looks like two Kids Next Door operatives in a trench coat. When did they start hiring extras from a troll in Central Park? He only appears once, but he doesn't match any of the other more human-looking characters. Well, anyway, they send that to go and fetch Angelica, and I genuinely believe he will drag her back in his teeth, kicking and screaming. And it's here where we find out Angelica is staying in the lower third-class quarters away from her dreadful stepsisters, and it's Cinderella. It's Cinderella on the Titanic. It's not even subtle, the ripping off of other better movies. It's been talked about to death, but the animals and humans are all just hodgepodges of pre-existing characters, like someone furiously scribbling purple over Sonic the Hedgehog and calling it their original character.
Nothing personnel, kid.
Well, while Angelica washes the dresses and likely debates taking whatever chemicals she can find in the washroom and mixing them into her dysfunctional foster family's champagne, she stumbles upon a mouse hanging from a grate. Now, most women would probably respond with some assortment of shrieks and/or fainting, but they all seem totally cool with the filthy vermin that's just invaded their tiny space with them. Shit, they even feed him. No, haven't you read if you give a mouse a cookie, he's just gonna sell it to buy crack? Well, Stort Little Italy here escapes with his life and proceeds to return to his family, where he brags to his mother all about how he totally scored with a red-headed gigantus. As if receiving cosmic justice for his parasocial behavior, these cats arrive and begin chasing the family around, for about literally 2 seconds. See, this is what I hate most about this movie. It's not always the worst animation, in the same way that kidney stones aren't as bad as childbirth, I suppose. But it's just so strange how many moments are nearly incomprehensible due to how rapidly they escalate and then just end.
Just the snack I'm looking for.
The This entire sequence is a blink and you miss it moment, and that's not helping me feel less disoriented. And after nearly being eaten alive, what does the little mouse say?
If it hadn't been for you, I would be now in someone else's digestion.
That's the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard. Directly implying how you would be the shit coming out of a cat's anus is just awesome. This is Fritz, by the way, the dog in charge. I think. It's never really explained because the people who wrote this movie snorted all the glue meant to hold the script pages together. And how does Fritz respond to this? What is his first line in the whole movie?
You know there's something you should know, so I'm gonna tell you so. Don't sweat it, forget it, enjoy the show. Working all day, now it's time to unwind.
Yes, that's a normal reaction. Yes, if you know the memes, this is the iconically bad party time rap song. A song like this thrown into a movie that isn't a musical is already jarring enough, but the fact that it's a rap song in a movie set in the 1910s?
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Legendary. And how is it? It makes Vanilla Ice sound like Mozart. Sounds like a B track from Marky Mark's rap career. It's the most fitting song in this whole movie by far, and I mean that genuinely. Simply because it's such a tonal assassination that it kind of wraps back around to being perfect for this movie. I mean, it's already a schizophrenic mess. At least they can show you their red flags before the second date. It's like a trigger warning for sane people. Warning, brain-melting bullshit ahead. Thanks, movie. Anyway, after the talking dog invents rap music, we cut to, another evil stepmother, I guess? Okay, she's not actually the same person, but the movie is already getting more bloated than a beached whale. Did we really need these characters? Cruella de Vil's Botoxed cousin here and her bumbling henchmen are here to steal from the rich and give to the them, and their ensuing slapstick comedy is about as funny as an overdose. Let's just settle this now. Their story and the detective aren't important. It doesn't go anywhere or get resolved. I will not be following it, and therefore the movie will be shorter for you and waste less of my dwindling hours on this earth. Cool? Cool. We then cut to William, who's talking about his business prospects in America with his nanny. Who is she? Well, duh, it's just his nanny, who offhandedly mentions something about her daughter and where she is and wondering what she's doing, and Jesus Christ, this movie's about as subtle as a fucking iceberg. Anyway, this is also where Gaston reveals he's William's secretary. That is, once again, all we're going to explore with that because he goes off to flirt with this lady in blue with the 2 Dalmatians. But we can't focus on that for more than a goddamn second. Kids don't like movies that sit the fuck still. No, we need to have Fritz interrupt and tell these other dogs to keep an eye out for, I don't actually think I know. I've watched it several times and it still doesn't make any goddamn sense. Oh, also, this dog and his owner run a scam to trap rich guys by tripping them into her boobs. I gotta admit, that is a solid dating strategy. I tried using dogs to trip women onto my junk and we currently have a date lined up. Someplace called Court. I think it's a food place. Okay, there is one scene that got a genuine laugh out of me. I know I said I'd ignore them, but these 2 burglars who make the Wet Bandits look like the Cray twins break into a random room and randomly beat the absolute dog shit out of their boss. And her dog. Okay, that got a genuine laugh out of me. Not because of the cliche of misunderstandings or whatever, but because they actively chose to beat up her small dog. I don't know why that tickles me, but it's just so stupid it does. Angelica is getting her family's underwear back to them when she bumps into the rich boy, William.
I bet you look ravishing in this.
Skid marks.
May I have it?
William tries to flirt with Angelica, and my boy rizzes her so badly that this interaction comes across more like a PSA on sexual harassment.
You got the panties look at what you got here.
The animals are having a party. I don't care why and I don't care when. Angelica was nice to one mouse one time, so now Fritz tells all the other animals to keep an eye out for her lost locket. Then there's a ton of slapstick involved in acquiring food for the party, and it just makes this movie further feel like the cinematic equivalent to a bloody constipation poop. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit harder to get past this part and hope I don't paint my toilet red. So little Willie is ecstatic that he met a pretty young woman on the ship because apparently no such woman has ever existed before. She's the first. He didn't get her name or anything else, but he wants to see her again.
We're on a ship in the middle of the ocean. She can hardly get off.
Oh, trust me, with this guy, I have a feeling she'll be getting off soon. Huh? You know, cause he's gonna fuck her. Angelica talks to this random grandma she met about the dude trying to sniff her undergarments, and Granny shares some age-old wisdom.
We're
in the 20th century. Young men are less timid with young ladies than they were in my day.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir here, Angelica. I mean, back in Granny's day, they probably just beat you over the head with a club and dragged you back to their cave. You kids today with your dating etiquette and your consent. Why is this conversation between Granny and Angelica edited like someone took Adderall and couldn't sit still for a fucking minute? This whole movie, in fact, was butchered worse than a 4Kids adaptation, and the original edit wasn't good either. Apparently, there also exists a Snyder cut that doesn't reuse footage constantly, cuts out the intro with the sinking ship, and the rapping dog?
It would be a whacking buzz, so come with me. Come on, everybody. You remember it forever. The one on board has had it better.
Well, he's worse, actually, but that version is not the one most people saw, so it's irrelevant. Okay, so during editing, I discovered this version is actually way better than I previously thought. There's nearly 10 minutes more to the original cut of this movie, including lines of dialogue with lots of missed context, smoother animation, less recycled animation. No, like lots of context was cut. One of the Dalmatians was pregnant. Did you know that? I do prefer the party time song if they must make the dog rap, and sure, some of the editing choices make a lot of sense, like less repeated voice lines and cutting down on long walking scenes that feel superfluous, but this is an all-around butcher job. And yet it's the version all the YouTubers talk about? I've never heard any of them mention this. Seriously, go check out the version on YouTube on a channel called Film and Clips. I'll link it in the description. It truly feels like a Mandela effect watching the scenes back to back, just the massive difference. Like this one, where Angelica and Prince William actually have a conversation and a sort of little cute interaction.
I bet you look ravishing in this.
It's not mine. May I have it, please? I'm awfully sorry. I didn't mean to,
Not to worry. I'm glad.
No, please. Leave it to me.
Oh! I'm not drawing attention to myself. Look at all these things on there.
It seems fate is determined to throw us together.
It's small, it doesn't salvage all the creepiness, but Jesus, between that and the better pacing and scenes being in the right order, I can actually say it's not that bad. At least not by comparison. I know what's going on, I don't feel confused 24/7. Look, maybe I'll make a video comparing the two someday, but I just felt compelled to share this before moving on. Back to our slightly worse version, Billy Boy just missed Angelica and tries to ask Granny about her. For some reason, she doesn't want to tell him anything, even though Angelica seemed interested and they just had a whole fucking conversation about that. Like, she doesn't even tell him her room number. Fucking anything he could actually use. No, what does she say?
Oh, I must go in now. It is chilly.
I just want to see her again. I have something to say to her.
Bye, Granny. Have fun playing shuffleboard on the poop deck with Abraham Lincoln. Wasn't like William was trying to talk to you or anything here. Man, this dude can't even get a grandma to yap his ear off. Do you know how awful you have to be for people who are old to skip telling you their endless, boring stories? Later at the party inside, the first mate of the captain is agitated with the rich-looking lady here. He's pissed because she's fraternizing, I guess. She's a singer hired to perform, but so what? That means she can't talk to people? She's got dogs to walk and legs to stretch. So what, if she accidentally talks to someone, you're gonna go apeshit? Wait a minute, where do these dogs go to shit? Well, unfortunately, the first mate's skepticism is proven correct, as she immediately goes to talk to Gaston, a man phonier than The Rock, but damn it if he isn't smoother than his own animation would suggest.
Let's drink to this delightful encounter.
God damn, bitch! She shotgunned that wine and took off like my last Tinder date. I gotta kinda respect it. Fucking bitch. Outside, Angelica is being contemplative because it's sunset, and you can't be contemplative unless it's sunset. Of course, William stalks her out here too, and finally gets to interview her for her position of victim, girlfriend.
I would have thought you'd be upstairs listening to that wonderful singer.
I was too busy looking for someone. Now that I've found her, I'm not going to let her get away from me again.
Hold me.
Whoa, 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 Romeo. This is 2025. Them's graping words. Let's dial it back a few, alright?
Stay? I don't even know your name.
Jesus, bro! Take no for an answer already! I know courting was a whole dramatic thing y'all did, but she's literally trying to avoid you at this point. Your game needs serious work before you try that again. In fact, don't try that again, ever. Meanwhile, turns out, fuck me, I guess, she is actually interested, but just like every woman who's interested in a guy, she decides to let the man play a game of goddamn Blue's Clues to figure it out. No wonder he gets all possessive. You refuse to give him answers, then moan about, oh, not going to the reception because you don't have a nice dress. Bitch, wear what you're in now. He practically forced himself on you in your ratty wardrobe. I'm sure as long as you don't magically look like one of your sisters when your clothes come off, he'll be fine. But Grandma comes in clutch with a dress she found from her youth that's about Angelica's size.
Sure, why not?
Which she brought along for no particular reason. What a stroke of good luck! And what do we say, kids? Good luck, bad writing. Angelica starts preparing for the reception dinner, but first she goes to check with the first captain about her necklace. I feel like even if the lost and found is closed, there are easier people than the literal backup captain to bother about this, but she does. Meanwhile, the rejected offspring of Pongo Spot's one-night stand are discussing the necklace their owner has, which they believe belongs to Angelica. Or, I guess we're here now, as the mice try to find the necklace for Angelica. Man, this pacing, no time to fucking breathe. And I so badly want that blade to snap backward and make them minced mice. What is this, an anime? You guys are starting to sound like the mice fucking in my walls. Knock it off, Jerry. You've been at it for 4.5 hours. Is there anything left of her to screw? You know, some of us are trying to sleep here. The fuck did you say about my mother? Jerry, I got a cat under my floorboards who'd love to meet you. Finally, the mice move to the singer lady's room and find the locket that Frenchie stole from Angelica. Oh, and they bring along the annoying-ass bird from the beginning for no reason. This is the first time they're interacting, I think. Once they have it, the bird doesn't want to give it up. Why? I don't know. I guess because birds like shiny things? No, we will not be giving this movie the benefit of the doubt. The bird falls out of the exhaust grate, much to Angelica's oxygen-deprived brain's delight, before the bird surrenders the necklace to her and she can finally get ready for the ball or whatever.
Thank you.
Germs, diseases. Oh, and she kissed the bird now, too. Great, she's gonna get avian flu and spread it around the Titanic. Everyone will get to be trapped in immortal zombie bodies at the bottom of the ocean because she couldn't keep her lips off the talking animals. While readying for her evening getting wined and dined by a man she couldn't even be bothered to dance with for more than a minute without running away, we return to the daunting pursuit of the singer lady by this slimy Frenchman, who the Dalmatians soak in food by tripping an underpaid server.
This isn't funny!
An all too humiliated man who, as far as they know, has no idea the locket was stolen and just thought it was a nice gift to woo a lady he fancies. The utter bastard. I love how she sings the same song again, too. It's the only one she knows, okay? They didn't hire her based on her voice, they hired her because of her
boobies, my massive fucking titties, my super stuffed up milkies, my hunger bonger doinky boinkies.
Prince Willie's willy deflates with letdown as it seems Angelica prefers sucking off animals in her cabin over spending time with him. This triggers a flashback of all their screen time together, because I guess they didn't repeat enough animation, and of course they squeeze every second of screen time out of it because, after all, they've only been on screen together a collective 2 fucking times. Finally, she arrives much to her sister's joy? I thought they hated her, but oh, no, wait, so they do hate her. Okay. We also get a close-up of her mother's face. I wish we hadn't gotten a close-up of her mother's face. After William and Angelica run off to probably elope and get married in the church downstairs, Miss Tits is insistent that the girl with her pendant stole it from her. Better come up with a good excuse, Frenchie.
Il est possible que...
Marvelous. Also marvelous.
I never really thought you'd come.
I've been waiting all my life for a moment as happy as this. But now... No. You know nothing about me.
That's a surprisingly mature revelation. Yeah, you two are complete strangers, caught up in the feelings and escapist fantasies of youthful lust. It's a deeply serious conversation that I'm really surprised they'd want to have, but I'm here for it. Let's get grown up.
Nothing you could tell me could prevent me from loving you.
Wow. Good going, fag.
Oh, we're just going to ignore all the red flags and slap on some romantic music. Okay.
Nothing you could tell me could prevent me from loving you.
Sometimes I have violent night terrors and shit the bed.
Nothing you could tell me.
I kiss wild rats on the head.
Nothing you could tell me.
I'm also legally required to inform you that I'm a registered sex offender.
I seem to have made a mistake. Excuse me.
Ah, young love. So Angelica and William finally kiss, and everyone watches creepily from the windows above for some reason. Oh, while the mice torment her extended family for trying to intervene, of course. I am so glad my ears are slowly being killed by metal shows because this hurts me. The animals all get their freak on, partying below deck like it's the last night of their lives. Little do they fucking know, And Billiam gets his new girl back to her room safe and sound, promising a lot of stuff, honestly.
Nothing could prevent me from loving you. We'll find your parents, too.
Yeah, unless they're fucking dead. They could just be fucking dead. So, I mean, that's kind of a maybe, not so much of a promise. But Angelica is smitten, William untucks his stiffy from his waistband and walks back to his room, and the night comes to a romantic, hopeful end.
Hello? There's an iceberg right in our path!
Iceberg, dead ahead!
Oh yeah, wait, this is the Titanic. Almost forgot while the dog was rapping. Easy mistake, anyone could have made it. Angelica and Grandma grab everything they have and rush above deck amidst crowds of panicking passengers. And to be honest, a good chunk of the rest of this movie is just the ship sinking. All the main characters get into lifeboats. They say women and children first, but then many women are left behind. Oh, and Frenchie can leave because he can drive a yacht. I don't fucking know, just go with it. So plenty of side characters are left behind to die, like the failing banker and his new girlfriend. And the singer lady who stayed behind to play with her band, just like the band did on the real Titanic. Oh, that's so cute, movie. You're trying to pretend you have respect for historical accuracy. Fuck you. Moving on. The ship finally splits and everyone on the deck falls into the water. And within only 15 minutes, most would be dead, either due to paralysis or hypothermia, due to the shock of the water being sub-zero degrees. And how does Angelica react to this traumatizing event? Well, initially quite shocked. Then her mother decides now is the best time to step back into her daughter's life.
Do you still have a picture? In the locket?
Ever since my mother put it around my neck as a baby.
Then left you because she was forced to.
Mommy!
Yep, this woman was her mother all along. I'm sure somebody cares. Also, this reveal is cringy and rushed as all fuck, but it's also incomplete. The story isn't over. Where's her father?
You're wrong. I will find her. And my father too. I'll find them both.
Is he dead? Missing?
Ah, shut up!
Screw it, I guess one's good enough. I was only a sperm in his balls. I mean, at least I have William. Oh, never mind. They do see someone in the water that looks like William, but it turns out to be Detective Bradbury. Wow, what a twist! And yes, I too forgot he was a character. And yet I still wasn't fooled by this fake-out. Babies currently painting their Pampers who haven't developed object permanence yet aren't fooled by this. The family dog, currently scraping its worm-laden taint across the carpet in front of the TV this is playing on, could tell this wasn't William. Also, the captain's second mate is suddenly a righteous dickhead about getting people on board and saving them for some reason. Like he's telling them not to bring the detective aboard, even though, wasn't he like a good guy earlier? He even got all prideful about Angelica's stolen locket being returned to her, remember? Characters switching personalities at the last second is the least of our worries, though, so let's just wrap this shit up. The animals all managed to escape a literal sinking ship that just broke in half, despite also being in the lower decks where like 25% of all passengers, and I mean human passengers, even managed to survive without so much as a scratch on them. Then instead of freezing like popsicles on the crates, they get saved. By who? Dolphins. Fucking dolphins. Of course it's dolphins. What else would you expect? I mean, in a movie where everyone's faces look like they're made of rubber, dogs invented rap music instead of talking like normal animals, and the Titanic is called a legend and not a factual event, why are we surprised? Well, they finally do come across William.
Wow! Not the hair. No, not the hair. Not the hair.
What is the point of this? To lighten the mood? Right, as if they have any sense of gravity when they just killed the singer lady. You actually killed several characters, and the only reason it's not traumatizing is because the audience probably forgot they existed in the first place. So Angelica and her boy toy kiss, and the movie just ends. No, really, that's it. That's how it ends. Well, if nothing else, I guess you could say the lack of knowledge about the characters we don't see again leaves kids watching with a need to develop acceptance. There aren't many easy answers in life, and the likely death of many animal and human characters will need to be grappled with in a mature and careful way. I mean, Gaston might freeze to death on his boat or find his girl and apologize. Who knows? The kids can write their own endings, and Angelica and William might find her dad after all. The ambiguity might actually help rather than hinder here, so maybe that's for the best. I mean, could you imagine if we had some "Where Are They Now" segment, just so the kids don't get sad wondering what happened to the cute little talking mice? Boy, that would be cringe.
Wait a minute, where are you going? The movie isn't over yet. Don't you want to know what happened to everybody? We're sitting really pretty.
Nope, you're all dead. Drowned or clung to the luggage and succumbed to the frigid waters. You're all dead. The end. This movie was awful. Look, barring the discussion about whether it's ethical or a little offensive to rewrite a historical tragedy into a children's movie, including talking animals and barely acknowledging the tragic loss of life itself,
Sure, why not?
this is just a bad movie. It's that simple. Badly animated, badly voice acted, with plot lines that go nowhere or end abruptly for the sake of time, with little or no satisfactory fallout. It's just bad. I can't keep finding new and inventive ways to tell you how a movie looks like it was made by somebody who eats the erasers instead of using them. Sometimes you just gotta say it. It sucks. I kinda thought based on the memes that I would be suggesting this to you as a so bad it's good movie, but no, it's not even that. Like, once you get adjusted to the animation, the rapping dog is hilarious for like 2 seconds, and then we're just stuck watching Titanic. Granted, it's Titanic if it was animated from the mind of a single Disney animator mid-euthanasia, but you know what? I'm more intrigued by the story of a man who spent 30-plus years in the entertainment industry, producing and directing movies in Italy, only to make something so out of his comfort field and so bizarre that it becomes what he's most remembered for. And that, almost in itself, is a tragedy. To be more constructive, let's talk about something I never really see discussed about the movie, but I think is important to theoretically fixing it. This movie feels like they never really knew what exactly they were even going for. Was it the Titanic with cute animals in the background? Or was it an animal-themed adventure with a little slapstick and Titanic as a backdrop? Still weird, sure, but those are both visions with cohesion. However, due to the way it's loaded with all these extra characters and stories, like the burglars, the detective, the necklace being lost, and French Gaston using it to woo his would-be girlfriend, the animals having a party below deck like the humans are above, so much time is wasted that there's almost not even a main character. Angelica becomes our main character, but only because her kind nature and her tangible, albeit minimal motivation make it so. And yet even then, the movie shuffles her around with everyone else too. We barely get enough time to even establish what William or Angelica like about each other. And we don't have enough time or interactions to either make us feel something or maybe just hint at some youthful ignorance. Like them both having responsibilities and problems they're running from, and the thrill and escapist high of wanting to run away together. It's supposed to be a literal gender-bent version of Jack and Rose from the James Cameron movie, but they get a quarter of the time and way less serious and quiet moments to get to know each other. Like, what made Jack and Rose work was their countless memorable moments, and the constant pressure from society, even in the middle of the ocean, for Jack to be enough for Rose, their classist society being a wedge which seeks to almost intangibly rip them apart. It makes their tiny romance on the ship feel so much grander, and it's given the gravity and time it deserves. But no, we don't get any of that. William is as interesting as chalk, the rapping dog has more personality than him, and Angelica is shoved to the side so often that when she returns to the focus, I legit forget she or Prince Plastic Lips were even in the movie. You start to mix them up, too. Cruella de Valium and the evil stepmother, Grandma and Angelica's mother. This movie is packed up tighter than a train in India, and I'm starting to get the feeling that that was the intention. More names, more actors, this is a big production and we have a huge cast of lovable characters. Meanwhile, I can't remember anyone outside of William and Angelica's names. And that's only because they say them like a dozen times. But this is a movie about the Titanic sinking where dogs can rap, animals are saved in lifeboats over humans, and they become detective dogs. Bro, Gaston actually stole something and lied to this innocent woman, and yet she gets killed and he becomes a wealthy, glorified nanny.
Poor Gaston, drooling with great expectations, got himself hired by Rhoda Vanderpump as chauffeur, babysitter, cook, butler, gardener, etc., etc.
Granted, a miserable one, but he's not dead. The whole Where Are They Now segment isn't insinuating nobody died, it's worse. It implies that innocent people and side characters did die, and we just don't acknowledge it. But I don't think a serious critique is what you were all looking for, was it? And honestly, who can blame you? Whether it's got rapping dogs or not, this movie belongs at the bottom of the ocean, right next to the ship that definitely sank, and the watery graves of every person this movie spits on just by existing. I'm done talking about it, I'm done watching it, the drugs have worn off and my wrists are starting to look like cutting boards. And now, I'm gonna go find whatever park that hobo's squatting in and take a flyby dump on his head. And remember everyone, Titanic wasn't a legend, there weren't talking animals aboard, and James Cameron probably didn't invent icebergs to distract the US government from the Vietnam War. Probably. Peace, guys.